Hello, it's Chris here again. I'm going to do an update. This time I'm going to be going through chapter 1. Excited, that's the character sheet described, that's the name of the chapter. And we're just going to go through the character sheet. I've uploaded the character sheet to the Kickstarter now. Hopefully you've all had a look at it by now, but here it is anyway for you to have a good look at. Alright, for the rest of this I'll be going over to narration. Alright, here's the character sheet. Take a good look at it. We're going to start by looking in the top left corner. That is your general section, which calls your name at the top of the character sheet, and the concept, which is like a 2-word description, basic description of your character, like swashbuckling ninja. You've got your deity, which is your character's god, race, size, and all the other things that are up to you as a player to decide. And then a place for recording your experience. Alright, and we're moving over to the right. Top right, we've got attributes. Those who have played D&D will be familiar with these attributes. There are 6 of them, 3 physical and 3 mental. The physical ones being strength, dexterity, constitution, and your mental being intelligence, wisdom, charisma. Alright, generally a starting character has a racial maximum of 6 dots in these boxes. At that point you start becoming superhuman. So the average is supposed to be about 3, where 2 is you're fairly significantly below average and 3 is better than average. Okay, in between those 2 boxes we've got the derived stats section, which records hit points, power points, vigor and initiative. Hit points being your character's hardiness. The more hit points you have, the harder your character is to take down. Power points, which is a bit like your mana points. It's used to power spells and epic abilities, but can also be used to power mundane abilities such as power attacks and that sort of thing. You got vigor, which is a cool mechanic where you can spend vigor points to avoid attacks when you roll badly. So if you really want to dodge an attack and you miss out by 3, you can spend 3 vigor to increase your defense by 3 and thus miss the attack. Eventually though, your vigor does run out. An initiative that decides where you're going to act in combat. Right, moving down from that, we've got the train skills section. And train skills are exactly what it sounds. If you have no training in these skills, then these skills will be 0. There are 8 skills, and these need to be increased with experience or bought at character creation. In between that, the next one across, we've got education, profession, which is like your specializations and any skills that aren't covered by the other skills and abilities. I've always got linguistics and literacy there as an example. Literacy of 1 may be like a primary school style of being able to write and spell. You could also write down specializations here, like dual weapon combat style. Moving over to the abilities box. These are skills as well, but these ones are skills where you start with some talent in it. You always start with half the attached attribute that you can see in brackets next to the skill. So if you have a strength of 4, you will start with athletics 2, strength of 3, athletics 1, and as you increase your stats, these also increase, but you can increase abilities with training and experience as well. Okay, moving down, you've got the magic wheel. That's divinity, celestial weight, and essence. The most important one for lower level characters being essence. Essence 1 is everyone has essence 1. It gives you some magic inside you, but not really the ability to use it. And all spellcasters start with generally having 2. Divinity itself is an epic stat used for epic games, and each point increases your character's power level by a lot. The celestial weight is just basically a tracking stat that tracks your high level abilities and is required to be a certain number before you're allowed to buy divinity. Moving down a little bit, we've got virtues. Now virtues are they play more of a backseat role. They're there more for flavour than anything else, but they can be useful in certain circumstances. I find a lot of players, when they can't decide on something, will often roll one of their virtues to see what their character would do. But you as a GM can rule that these have much more impact in the game. or not. Those little boxes below each of the virtues for priests to manage their spellcasting. Priests do get this special ability where they can cast spells for free if they have enough devotion, and that's how you record it there. The little discipline school section there next to it is just another education profession, essentially. It records the specialization for spells, if you have any. Alright, the second page, we have the weapons armor section. There are 6 spots for recording your weapons. That's probably a bit overkill, but you never know. And also 6 spots, or slots rather, for hitting offensive spells in there. To the left of that you've got your armor, where you can write down your armor statistics. Moving down, you've got your feats box, which is where you write all your feats. Ascendant Destiny has over 200 feats. Feat is a special skill or ability that your character has that's very specialized, and each feat is related to a skill that is in the previous section. So each train skill and each ability has a tree of feats beneath it with prerequisites, and each of these skills is very specific. The rest of the sheet, you've got a spells known section, so you can write down your spells. And we've got racial features, which is just for writing down things like dwarves can see in the dark, languages if you bother with that sort of thing, and of course a little box to record your equipment. Hey, that's it for me today. Thank you for watching this Chapter 1 update, and we'll see you at Chapter 2.